100 movies, 100 days, day like something 30, and I watched Blowout. I watched quite a few movies. I'm a few days like behind right now. I've got quite a bit to make up, so we're gonna make these pretty fast. Basically, the way I found out about this one was that I watched a Quentin Tarantino interview, and he said that if he could bring 3 movies onto a desert island, one of them would be Blowout. So I thought, oh, it must be pretty good. Watched it, was not disappointed. John Travolta. This was one of the reasons why Quentin Tarantino hired him for Pulp Fiction, is because he saw this and he really liked John Travolta's acting, and he is very good in that. That's one of the major highlights. I mean, because he's the lead character. He's a sound engineer. That's like that kind of the whole thing. He's a sound engineer that like watches a murder happen because he hears a gunshot before the blowout of the car, of the tire. So he knows that someone killed this guy, and he was like the president. He was like a presidential candidate, and so he like goes on this whole like conspiracy hunt to find who killed them, and he like meets this like girl who's like trying to frame him. It's this whole thing. It's not a very complicated film. It's not a very like difficult film to watch. It's pretty fast paced. There's a lot going on, a lot of characters. He goes from place to place trying to figure out this whole mystery, and it's a pretty good like detective film, if you would. Uh, Key highlights, like I said, John Travolta is like really good in this. His acting is like pretty good. I would say my favorite, of course, is Pulp Fiction, just because I think that's the most iconic, like one of the most iconic performances of all time. But this one is very good as well. There's no way to discredit it. The mystery itself is really good. I loved the whole like he's a sound engineer. He goes through the footage and he like ties up. He like splices together like photos that he finds of the crash of someone who's like taking pictures so that he could recreate it and then find out when the gunshot was, so they could prove that there was a gunshot. And then it's a whole thing where he has to like prove that he's right because he's one of the 2 witnesses that were there and who like want to testify. It's a whole like, conspiracy like thriller, I guess. It's not really a thriller, it's more of just a mystery, and I think it was pretty good. I liked the whole like how everything went together, and I thought it was pretty good. The only things I really disliked is in the final scene. I'm trying to avoid a little bit of spoilers because you should definitely go see this one. It's like $2 on Prime. Basically like when he's like trying to save like the girl at the end because she's like someone's about to kill her. He's like, for some reason, instead of like trying to find their location or do anything smart or like run through the crowd, he just drives his car into a parade. I don't know why he does that, and he crashes and then is knocked out for like I think maybe hours, because it was day when he got in the car and then night when he got out. So I think he like crashed and like actually went unconscious for like multiple hours on end, which I don't really know why he would do that, and I think it was a little stupid and forced, but it wasn't that bad, and the movie makes up for it in other ways, so I didn't think it was that horrible. And also like that final scene as a whole, it goes into slow-mo, and I think it's like kind of like over the top and like kind of dumb when it goes into slow motion. He's like running through and it's playing the music. I'm not a huge fan of that. I prefer like kind of more grounded, like 1917 as he's running through. It's in real time and all the people are coming by. I think that's a way better scene where someone's running through a crowd. I don't really like the slow motion stuff. I thought that was relatively Besides that, Blow is a really good movie. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not a gigantic fan. Like, I wouldn't say this is one of my favorite movies, but I can see why Quentin Tarantino especially would like it. I feel like this is very up his alley, especially it's a very like movie nerd movie because of the whole like sound engineer thing. So you get to see like the process. Like he's showing you how to like he's showing like all the like methods into like syncing up the audio and like what goes into like recording it. Foley artists in general are really cool. So I thought this was a pretty interesting take on that. And the whole mystery of him like putting everything together because he is the sound. I think that was really good. Favorite scene, there's this one long take where it's like the camera's spinning around and he's like going through a bunch of tapes where he's like putting them all in and stuff, and it's this really dynamic shot as the camera's spinning around it, and it goes on for like maybe 2 minutes as John Travolta's character's running around trying to plug in on these tapes. That one was really good. I loved that shot. At first I was kind of confused, but then you kind of realize what he's doing as the scene goes on. I think it was just really good. That's a good example of a long take. I'll get into it. I watched Funny Games yesterday, and I don't think that's a bad movie by any means, but there's one long take that happens, and it's like kind of a bad long take, and I'll get into that in that video. But for right now, this is Blowout, and I really liked it. So yeah, 8 out of 10, 100% recommend watching it. If you haven't, like, I don't think this is a very popular movie. I don't think many people have seen this. This is the only reason I found out about it. I've never been told to watch it. I've never experienced anything involving it. I've never seen anything for it before. I heard of Face Off because Nick Cage is in it, and that's one of his most iconic roles. But this one I've never heard of. So Quentin Tarantino, if it wasn't for him, I would not have seen this. So yep. So yeah, go watch it. Like and subscribe. I don't think I've yet to say that. So there you go. And yeah, fade to feed the idiot box. Goodbye.